What up, YouTube? It's Rob Monty bringing you guys some more wrestling news content. How you all doing, by the way? I hope you all are doing fine. Leave a comment below. Alright. So, as you guys know, last wrestling news episode, we had breaking news break out as soon as we were in the middle of our channel last week, our episode last week. So, for those of you who want to know what that news was, it was the breaking news of Impact Wrestling's World Heavyweight Champion, Tessa Blanchard, has been officially terminated from Impact Wrestling. Now, for those of you guys who are wondering, what was the reason for this? Well, I remember I did an episode a while back that was pertaining to Tessa not showing up at Impact Rebellion. She was supposed to defend the title against both Eddie Edwards and Michael Elgin. As reported, Elgin was the only one out of the three to show up that night due to COVID-19 concerns. So basically what happened was both Eddie Edwards and Tessa Blanchard weren't unable to show up. Eddie Edwards, for all we know, guys, right now, has in fact returned to TNA, or Impact Wrestling, whatever you guys want to call it. So he's back on the roster, he's back full time, he's ready to work. Unfortunately, during this time where Tessa has been off TV, she has decided not to come back when they wanted her to. And her being the Impact Wrestling champion, that already looked bad. I already told you guys in a previous episode that this is exactly why I don't necessarily think she should be the Impact Wrestling champion at this time. Because, quite honestly, when she left that void of the Impact World title. It's almost, and I know some people are going to say, well, what about Brock Lesnar in WWE? Well, the difference is between Brock and Tessa, guys, is that Brock is contracted to a certain amount of dates in which, he can get away with. For Tessa, on the other hand, as you guys can tell, that's not the case. For those of you guys who don't know, Tessa is a full-time Impact Wrestling superstar, which means she is contractually obligated. Now, of course, yes, she was able to take the time off due to the COVID-19 concerns. But since now that our country in the United States has been opening up, people have been hoping that she would return and bring back the title. So, that is the biggest concern here to me, is she took off of the championship. That's already a bad sign, because she's the number one star in the company. Number one, guys. Number one. It wouldn't be so bad if she wasn't the champion. I'm just going to tell you guys that right now, because then she's not fully obligated to show up. She could just stay home if that was the case. Unfortunately, she has the title. I mean, a lot of people would be upset. It would be hard to draw shows without the world title. Thank God for Moose, though, for having the TNA World Championship and making that a priority amongst Impact right now, and defended that title against both Elgin and Hernandez. Now, for all the breaking news that's happened in the last couple weeks with the sexual allegations, Michael Elgin is no longer with Impact. But, however, because Tessa refused to come to work, she is no longer the Impact Wrestling champion. And as the champion and as a superstar that's contractually obligated, if you're the world champion, you should be on the show more than anybody. You should be setting the example. And that also goes to the trend of the company relying on you to be there. Is it a bad thing, in my opinion, that she took the time off? Well, she actually had a very good reason to take the time off. I consider it a good reason. I don't know what other people think, but, I consider it a very good reason. quite honestly, is because I would actually want this for myself if I was in her shoes. I mean, I'm having a hard time with this picture. Anyway, basically, for those of you guys who don't know, I know there's some people who are not in the know right now about this, but for those of you who are in the know, Tessa also was getting married at this time to Daga. Yeah, fellow Impact Wrestling superstar Daga and Tessa Blanchard were getting married in Mexico. Now, this wouldn't have been a bad thing in general just because of the COVID-19 thing. Just because, it's hard to get across the border when there's a possible chance you may have COVID-19. So it's probably hard for her to actually go to work. So would it be for Daga? A couple of the Deaners had this problem. If you look at AEW, Ray Phoenix and I believe Pentagon and a couple others had a hard time coming into the country. So from the north, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn have not been easily trying to get into. Well, as we all know, Sami already made that decision not to work. But Kevin Owens and Robert Roode were trying to come across to go work for WWE. And they weren't allowed. They're having a hard time getting through the border in general. It's because you got to go for that security check. And then on top of that, they're checking for COVID-19. And, of course, the quarantine time as well. That would have been a very good excuse, especially for Tessa. Because then it would have been hard for her to come into the States and to work. Unfortunately, what happened was this. This is what is the legit reason to why Tessa Blanchard was fired. Basically, they were calling her to come work to see if she could come and make it. Obviously, they wanted to give room that say, okay, maybe it's, governmental who are keeping her out due to the fact that, COVID-19, quarantine, whatsoever. But it was actually Tessa who was telling them, no, I can't come in. No, I can't come in. I'm not ready to come back yet. Most part of it, which is to me is a good reason. I mean, when you just got married, you want to spend time with your significant other and go on your honeymoon, right? Yeah, that was basically what was the whole thing with Tessa, for the most part, the why she wasn't showing up. Unfortunately, it became more about that, but then when it came to the TNA management or Impact management and Anthem management, it's like, we need the fucking world title. And if you're not willing to work, I mean, what the fuck? That's basically what happened. And they went on and said, well, Tessa, we need the belt. And Tessa's going like, I mean, at least let's take the belt off of you. And then you can go and enjoy your honeymoon whatsoever. And the whole thing about her was that made this situation very, very rough is that, as what people in Impact have explained, is that Tessa was acting quite bitchy about coming back to work. And which left a bad impression amongst Impact officials. So basically they had officials deteriorate. Their relationship was deteriorating, as we found out. Also, which surprises the hell out of me, there's actually rumors going around now that Tessa has actually been putting leverage on herself so she could find out if she can get a better offer elsewhere. I'll tell you something too, right? Tessa at this time, which has been breaking out today on EWN, Pro Wrestling Scoops, all wrestling dirt sheets all over, is that Tessa has actually been having feelers out for her. What I mean by that is, apparently WWE has sent feelers out to Tessa. Her people have sent feelers to WWE. So there's a possible chance she's in contract negotiations with WWE. Also, There's also people within AEW who are trying to sign Tessa as well, which means that during this time, while Tessa was taking time off, there was a possibility where she was taking that time to do negotiations with other companies and being signed by them. Because her contract was about to expire as well, from what I heard in this rumor. So, basically, she's in negotiations with WWE right now. And then there's also people within AEW, which I believe Big Swole, she came out and said Tessa signing with AEW would be the wisest career decision of her entire life, basically. And basically, let's look at it this way. She's the hottest free agent that's a female. She's the hottest female superstar free agent as we are looking at her right now. I agree on that wholeheartedly. At the same time, there's a risk taken in with it, seeing what happened with Impact. I mean, does this make her a reliable superstar, a reliable talent to use on your roster? I mean, she basically just screwed them up the ass. At least she didn't make him a cuck like Cornette has become. But, you know, Tessa has pretty much screwed Impact because now they didn't have their world title. Now she has been stripped of the title. She's forced to give the title back. I don't know what Impact is planning to do with the current Impact World title, unless they're just planning to make a replica of it that is actually the authentic thing. I don't know. But, or if they're going to just go with Moose being the TNA champion. But there has been an announcement since her termination, basically. As you guys know, her, Michael Elgin, Ace Austin, Trey, and Eddie Edwards were supposed to meet at Slammiversary for the World Championship. Well, now it turns out that match, the final members of that match, which would be Ace Austin, Eddie Edwards, and Trey, will now be competing for that championship. I gotta tell you guys, this was really, really big freaking news to me when I saw this, and man, my God. Do I wish Tessa Blanchard and Daga a happy honeymoon and a happy marriage? Of course. Of course. I believe everyone should have that. By the way, my hand is free, guys. I have no more bandages. Alright, so what do I take out of this? Well, if I was a promoter, I'd be careful signing her because it could be a potential risk. Because of what happened to the guys at Impact. I mean, they feel like they got screwed. Big time. I think Tessa has also been screwed on her part because now she's no longer with their company. But for being such a big star she is, she's going to have plenty of opportunities all over. She can go back to Glow if she wanted to. She could go back to Women's of Wrestling. She can go to AEW. She can go to Ring of Honor. She can go to WWE. She can definitely rock the world in New Japan, you know. So my best wishes to Tessa, and I hope to see what she does. Honestly, I would love to see her in the ring against Charlotte. That would be a great match to watch, guys. I mean, can you really disagree with me on that? Okay, time to move on from that. Next, what was on the news today? Oh, man. I'm going to just bring up the screenshot so you guys can just see what I have to tell you, because this is just a long interview of an angry superstar, as one would call it. And that superstar being Low-Key, the former Cabal of the WWE. Oh, man, I read this interview and I was like, my God, what an asshole. And basically, this is what Low-Key had to say. You have zero right to tell me that I must wear a mask. And this is what was being said as he took to Twitter. Respect is a two-way street. I respect your right to remain ignorant, be ruled by fear, and not by logic or intelligence. Wear a mask, social distance. That ultimately harms your health now. And in the future, provided I do not pay for your bad decisions, I respect my own health enough to expose my immune system to the world by shaking hands and embracing people as we have for thousands of years. To build our immune systems to fight against disease now and in the future. You have zero right to tell me that I must wear a mask, take a vaccine, or social distance from others who choose not know to do these things. Life is about choices, and in the information age, ignorance is a choice. I choose not to be ignorant. And a fan asked him about why he wouldn't wear a mask to help protect others who might not have a strong immune system. He said, not a doctor, mask application equals reduced oxygen intake, O2 reduction, yeah, fuck, I hate fucking big words like this. Hypoxemia, intentionally reduce oxygen, potentially further illness, social fear, confirmation bias as a virtue signal. Logical, not emotional. Learn how to operate the beautiful machine you have. And then this is what he had to say. Again, when another fan was told him he was being ignorant, and he goes, ignorant associates with negative connotation, initially drawing ego, protection by individual self-preservation, for lack of understanding threat, does not indicate favor of nor against. Many want their beliefs confirmed by others. Attack when not affirmed. Stand alone. Information has been clouded purposely for this fear division. Amongst the people's perspectives, vulnerable must be protected intelligently, not emotionally. Emotion has been promoted more so than intelligence to create divide. Same trap, different day. Yeah. Alright. I read that. Holy crap. So, what is my takeaway from this? Simple. Just simple. Is that Loki doesn't want to wear a mask. Why let him? Why stop him, you know? Why stop the guy? Is he trying to encourage people to do this? I guess so, because he's talking about stuff such as hypopixia or hypopixemia. Fuck, I don't know how to pronounce it correctly. But anyway, I understand what he's saying, and quite honestly, he makes a good point. Sometimes you need to be a little bit exposed to build up immunity, but here's the thing where I disagree. I've already had family die. I have friends die from COVID-19. I take this shit seriously. I don't take it so lightly. Quite honestly, guys, I don't feel comfortable just yet because I feel as if we're not out of the fucking woods yet as far as COVID-19 goes. One, we haven't created a vaccine for one. Two, I don't necessarily think I have the best doctors in the world, so if I get sick, there's a good chance I might be stuck in the hospital for quite a while. On top of that, I cannot take that risk, and I'm going to say this low-key, Cabal, Brandon Silverstein. I love my family more than you think. I love and I care about the people I'm around. I do not want to be responsible if they get sick or die. Because this virus is fucking for real. I gotta be honest with y'all guys. I have family right now. I live with all four of them right now, which is my grandma, My mom, my dad, and my little brother, they're all immunocompromised. So, as a family, we do take the proper precautions and follow the CDC guidelines as far as wearing a mask, keeping hand sanitizer at all times, washing hands, washing clothes after coming in and out of the house. And basically, try to get some hot liquid once in a while, drink some water, Basically trying to make sure we're taking every freaking precaution we need to basically, including wearing a mask, to make sure that none of us get sick. And me personally, I take it very seriously because it's my age group, which is in the 18 to 59 demographic, that can get sick and eventually pass it on to everyone else. And my parents and my grandmother, they're all in the where it's very high risk. My little brother, his whole thing, which goes back to when he was born, he had a heart defunct. He cannot be getting sick ever. So this COVID-19 thing, I take real seriously. And I understand where low key is coming from. You must build your own immunity and all that. Strengthen your body, make it a machine. And you know what? You know what you can also do, low key, to help your body get better? Fucking work it out. Have an exercise once in a while. And I think maybe you're lacking either too much water or not enough workout time, because I think you are being just. It's not about being ignorant, guys. It's being kind of inconsiderate to the people around you. I'm going to say this, low-key. You are a very inconsiderate motherfucker. I understand what you're trying to do. You want to make your body strong so you can handle all illness. I get that. I totally do. I fucking preach that normally. Hell, if you don't believe me, I've slept in a hospital on the floor. And the floor in the hospital is known to carry all kinds of weird-ass diseases and bacteria that could basically kill me. But I chose to sleep on the floor. Why? Because I'd rather have my mom sleep in the chairs, because I want her to be comfortable while, let's say, my grandfather, who was dying, was in his bed, and my grandmother having the recliner chair while we stayed with them. Is that being ignorant? No, that's being considerate. And right now, you're not being considerate. You're not even being considerate to the people that you care about right now. And if you're trying to say that this is a lie, or even if you're agreeing with Donald Trump on this, let me tell you something, folks. Even if you are a Trump supporter, I'm a Trump supporter, that's for sure. Just to give you guys a huge thing about this. Donald Trump, he still wants you to follow CDC guidelines. He's never said go back to work and not wear a mask, or go back to work and not practice washing your hands. He has never said that. All he said, it's time for people to go back to work. And we must follow the right precautions. Wearing a mask, washing hands, practice some sense of social distancing, and just, he's been saying that for the last 3 or 4 weeks since he's been wanting to open the country. And you also got to look at where the pressure he's coming from, too, because the Democratic Party and him were supposed to come up with an idea. The whole entire Congress is supposed to help him come up with an idea. That way, citizens could find a way to make ends meet, be able to pay off dues. Basically to help us, everyday, normal people, to have some kind of money to go buy groceries and all that shit and necessities, while basically we're on lockdown. Now, the problem with this is both the Republican side and the Democrat side couldn't agree with each other as much as a dog and its tail wants to agree to go up to the dog's ass. What I'm saying is they fucking can never agree with each other. Therefore, the plan doesn't get developed. Therefore, President is probably just telling you guys it's time to go back to work because he doesn't want you guys to go fucking starve to death. You know, he wants you guys to make sure you can make ends meet. And yet, those guys in the Democratic Party are throwing shit that throw money to elsewhere, not to us, to elsewhere. So, you guys got to take a look at that consideration and understand where Trump's coming from. As for the people who are ignorant to think that, oh, nothing's going to happen to me if I don't wear a mask, don't be so fucking simple-minded. You can still get sick. Everyone can still get sick. It's all about being considerate. I mean, is it considerate if I sneeze on top of you and I had a cold for a couple days? That's not being considerate. That's me being an asshole. If I sneeze, I should sneeze either into my hand, my arm, or get a napkin, or go like that, that kind of shit. If I sneeze on top of a person, do you know what's the first thing that goes off in a person's mind? It's like, that's what happens. And then they go and walk off to the bathroom, make sure they wash everything that they got covered in, That way they don't get sick. And there's even people who believe when children get sick and you're taking care of children, there's a good chance you're about to catch it. So, what I'm saying is, don't be ignorant and don't be inconsiderate. That's my argument. By the way, you guys want to have a good laugh on Low-Key's expense? I actually got a good one on EWN, and I'll show you guys how I did. As you can see, right here in the screenshot, Broken Matt Hardy. I know this is probably somebody behind their own computer screen, somebody that's not Matt Hardy, but this is what he said. What a selfish bastard! And I responded and said, bro, I read this and I actually heard Matt Hardy's voice. And he goes, delightful! Yes! Oh, man. Matt Hardy, man. You just gotta love Matt Hardy when he's Broken Matt, I mean, for crying out loud. That character is so over the top and it's so funny, I actually was Broken Matt Hardy when he first came out for Halloween. I mean, Matt Hardy is one of my favorites out there. I don't know what he's doing with the whole thing with with AEW, but hey, he's making it work. He's making it his own. It's very awesome. Now, next on the news, I have to report some more sad news. But it's not too sad, in my opinion, but it's just something that I probably should report. And that is that the Velveteen Dream, as we all know, last week I reported that he's been accused of sexual allegations. I mean, I can pull you guys up another picture here and show you guys the screenshot. I wanted to do this kind of thing last week, but I was running out of time to do so. So, I just wanted to show you guys what I saw that's being researched, that's been reported about his sexual allegations. As you can see right on this side is a whole text message of Velveteen trying to groom a minor. On top of that, there's also recording of Velveteen Dream saying, what school do you go to? And that's been questioned amongst Velveteen Dream and many people around the situation who know about the situation. Unfortunately, right now what's going on with Velveteen, is that the dream might be over. But in what way? Well, last week it was reported during the weekend that he was involved in a car accident. He's all right. The Velveteen Dream, Patrick Clark, is still alive, doing well, to be healthy, just recovering from that accident. But he was involved in a car accident. The reason why it's kind of grim right now for Velveteen is because it's put him more. What would I have to say? It's making it's giving him more of a bad impression amongst the people in the company right now. And there's even talks about him being released from WWE. In fact, some people believe he's on the chopping block right now. I hope not. Velveteen's one of the best guys they got in WWE, and quite honestly, if they cut him, I don't know what to say. I fucking don't know what to say. But I would understand their reasoning. I'd be content with it because no one needs to be attacked by predators, in general. But man, that's gonna be a sad day. That's all I know. And as far as his car accident, this does not look good on him from the company because then they might think there might be some talk about him being a loose cannon. And that's why it doesn't look good for Velveteen at this time. I actually enjoy Velveteen Dream, so I hope the sexual allegations are in fact not true and somebody's just fucking with him. Or two, I hope he doesn't get released. Maybe a lesser role, maybe? And, and here's the thing, guys. I think people got to realize when it comes to situations that are very compromising of somebody and that they have to make redemption from, I look at Triple H. He got in trouble for breaking kayfabe all those years ago. And he spent almost a whole year eating shit in order to get back to where he needed to go. So, he worked his ass off hard for that. I think if they keep Velveteen Dream, he might need to run a similar course of action. Other than that, I just hope Dream's okay, guys. I just hope the Dream is okay, and I hope he doesn't get cut. Because, quite honestly, that would be a huge loss to WWE in general. Because this guy can go wherever. And I know Tony Khan will probably not sign him just because, well, we don't condone sexual allegations at all. But that's why I hope, when all this is over and Velveteen's still with the company, maybe he has to eat shit maybe for a while, but then once he redeems himself, he'll be back better, I feel like some people need that kind of thing in order for things to go. Because sometimes if you just get rid of somebody and not actually try to deal with the situation, it really makes the situation harder for that person to actually redeem themselves, to repent from those ways, It really does. It really makes it hard. And for all we know, those sexual allegations in that Twitter handle, that picture I showed you guys, might not even be real. And just to give you guys a heads up, you see that blue check mark on there? Yes, it represents verification that that person is the real deal. But let me tell you something, folks. I've seen people do crazy shit online to hack one's account. And like I showed you guys on my phone, I've been contacted by superstars who are not really superstars, but they're just internet bots. And they could be from somewhere from like Nigeria or something like that. That could be very well the case here because they've been able to put icons inside Twitter handles just to match the Twitter handle. So beware, It might look official, but it might not be. Alright, enough about Velveteen. Hope he does better and does good, I don't want him gone, guys. He's a great character. Alright, so speaking of which, while we're going into it, Um, we're talking about Impact Wrestling, or we're talking about Tessa Blanchard. Um, as you guys know, the Good Brothers, Gallows and Anderson, have been released by WWE on Black Wednesday. A lot of people has been thinking that they would end up in New Japan or AEW, but it looks like they are in talks with doing some work in Impact Wrestling. And which to me that would be freaking awesome because then they can actually make their tag team division better. Right now, I believe they got the North. They also have Fallah Ball and TJP. They got what was that? Desi Hit Squad, the Deaners. Having a premier tag team like Gallows and Anderson will only up that division a lot more. And working for Impact does not exclude you from working in Japan either. So I could see these guys doing some great shit in TNA. Also, as you guys know, EC3 is also in talks with TNA. In fact, he might be returning since in one of Moose's last matches, EC3's music played. And quite honestly, I heard he's going to Ring of Honor as well. But you can still work with Ring of Honor and TNA. And quite honestly, I can't wait to see what Slammiversary brings because it might just bring these guys to, in fact, Impact. And that would be kind of cool to see. Also, today on the news, which is even more bad news, I guess I would have to say, and that would be in the lines of Kurt Angle and his brother. Over the weekend, Kurt Angle and his brother, as we all know, as I would like to state, they're close. I mean, if you guys remember Kurt Angle's brother, he was actually Kurt's double while going up against Brock Lesnar. Guess who got his ass whipped by Brock Lesnar, guys? Anyway, enough joking around, but Kurt Angle's brother has been arrested and has been sentenced. And on EWN has stated, in which I will bring up the article to you guys so that you guys can read what it says. Oh shit, wrong article, Rob. Alright. Are we there? Yeah, there we are. So it's been reported that Eric Angle has pleaded guilty for his role in an underground group that manufactured and sold steroids on the dark web. Angle has been sentenced to 2 years probation and a fine of $5,000. Angle's partners Ronald Roginski and John Ambrose received 3 years of probation and fines of $25,000 and $10,000. Eric Angle was also charged and convicted for buying more than 700 grams of steroids in liquid form. He then went and distributed them, and was also said to have been a customer of Roginski and Ambrose. All three men used steroids to help train local bodybuilders. And guess where the steroids came from, guys? China. From China. And I don't mean the Amazon that we all knew as China. Oh, man, that's crazy shit. Alright, while we're going into that, this is actually a big article right now that's going on. Let me bring you guys up to date what's going on with this. And that is that this was brought up due to the recent COVID-19 outbreaks, in fact. For those of you guys know, Natalya just, got into her rivalry and, a teaming up with Lana against Liv Morgan last week. But as of the COVID-19 outbreaks in the company, it has been requested by WWE that producer and road agent Tyson Kidd, aka TJ Wilson, and Natalya would stay home from working. And as it states here, is that He arrived with testing on Thursday with a fever. Although he and Natalya both have tested negative for COVID-19, WWE decided to notify Tyson Kidd and Natalya. It was best as a precautionary measure for them to have to sit out tapings this weekend, meaning to stay home until Tyson gets better and Natalya, and basically to make sure they're in the clear from COVID-19. And as also reported, there are a number of positive test results for COVID-19 in WWE. And quite honestly, there's been multiple, in fact, big names that have been getting tested positive. One of them being, as you guys know, is the lovely Renee Young. And good thing on Mox is a good thing from Mox has taken the precautionary step to call AEW and let them know that he has been exposed to COVID-19 and he's going to stay out until things clear up between what's going on with Renee and to make sure he doesn't be infected himself. And quite honestly, that was a classy and professional move on Mox's part. So now people in AEW can also be notified and try to take care of the situation themselves. As far as Renee Young is concerned, she's among the ones who have tested positive among names that have been informed. Has been Adam Pearce, Kayla Braxton for a second time, folks. Kayla Braxton has caught the coronavirus for a second time. There's others, I believe, too. A lot of them with the road agents and the producers. A couple of the talent. It's just crazy going on with this COVID-19 thing. So I can understand WWE trying to tell Tyson Kidd and Natalya to actually, set this one out. That way they're not affected by it. And basically, it protects Tyson more or less because he's already sick. As far as, and speaking of Renee Young, guys, she's going to have a big announcement coming on Wednesday. So be sure to check out what she has to say. Basically, she's very hugely excited to announce it. Also, she's also kind of sad, too, because she hasn't been able to get to hug or kiss and embrace John or, Dean. She hasn't been able to do so, and I'm pretty sure John feels the same way. So, right now, as you guys do know, they are isolating each other in their own house, which is, wow, it just scares me. This COVID-19 is scary. It's freaking scary, guys. All right, since we're already on EWN, let's take a look at other stuff going on. There's the car accident too. All right, this is Cody Rhodes. As most of you don't know right now, Sammy Guevara was suspended last week due to the whole thing with Sasha Banks, his interaction with Sasha Banks on Twitter, which Sammy had got suspended for due to it was very insensitive, and from what I understand, him and Sasha have squashed the beef, though I see fake Facebooks and Twitters and Instagrams saying otherwise. But Sasha, Sammy, they've hashed it out. Now Sammy's trying to work on becoming a better person in the matter. And this is what Cody had to do in reaction, because a lot of people are upset with the fact that Sammy got suspended. And someone actually asked him, what does it mean in his future? And Cody had to respond to this, And the person that questioned this, they bring up reference of Guevara for some of the comments he made back in 2016, where he said he just wanted to go and fucking raped Sasha Banks when he was working there as development talent for the WWE. Wow, that is some fucking huge shit. But Guevara has since apologized, as we understand it. But this is what happened. And this is what has been said. AEW says Guevara will be undergoing extensive sensitivity training, and his status with the company will be reevaluated. And this is what Cody Rhodes had to say in return to this Twitter comment, which says, "Reinsert Sammy Guevara. We stand with Sammy." And of course, it's somebody who says Omega God. I'm like, well, you must be reading Lady Gaga, I guess. But this is what Cody had to say. Sammy will return, and he will be a better professional wrestler and a better man when he does. Therefore, if you guys are worried about Sammy Guevara's status, right now he did the crime, now he's paying the time. And he will make it out better than what he was. And I think that's what's the main goal as far as AEW is hoping with Sammy right now. Also, this is this next part to me I feel like is a good time to say first and foremost, because I think this is a big one to bring up, and that is to say thank you to the dead man, the Undertaker. And guys, keep that hashtag going, saying thank you, Taker, because Undertaker, guys, is the greatest wrestler I've ever seen on WWE TV forever. Because this guy, man, when you actually learn about his career, I mean, damn, this dude is the real deal. And quite honestly, it's hard not to appreciate The Undertaker. I don't think there will be another unless his son is just as good. Because there's talk about his son taking the mantle. There's talk about that. But other than that, for Undertaker, this is what was the most watched. In fact, let me bring it up, guys. The Undertaker has been WWE's number one rated segment on the network. And man, so much to say about this, because all the things that are being ranked right now amongst the WWE video library for the network, Undertaker has come up, and I'm going to say Undertaker Mania is running wild in my opinion. Mainly because Undertaker is definitely been the big talk on the network. Alright, frick. And this is how, yeah guys, I'm having a hard time with getting the pictures up. But anyway, this is what it's said from the Wrestling Observer has written about the network's top shows. And number 1 is Undertaker's Last Ride, Episode 5. Number 2, Episode 4. Number 3, Adam Cole's Undisputed Best. Number 4, Undertaker's Last Ride, Episode 1. 5, Backlash 2020. 6, Undertaker Last Ride, Episode 3. 7, Undertaker's Last Ride, Episode 2. 8, Raw Talk. 9, Best of the Undertaker. 10, Last Ride Postmortem with AJ Styles. And also, if you guys are going to go check out the network or even WWE's YouTube channel, they've released a full match between Sasha Banks and Charlotte's best out of, oh no, Falls Count Anywhere match. But anyway, the Dead Man, folks, is the number 1 viewed item in WWE Network as we are going. He pretty much dominated all of last week's WWE Network viewership, and quite honestly, I don't think anything can compare as far as anything going right now, because quite honestly, I didn't even like to watch Backlash that much because I was so into the Undertaker's documentary. And the main reason is this man, guys, Mark Calloway, is probably the most compelling superstar that WWE has. That now they got documentaries and footage for him that's going to last forever. This man does not need to wrestle anymore because, my God, the legend of him outweighs the work that he's done. He's a legend. He's a myth. I mean, honestly, I think WWE could actually live off of Undertaker content for a while. Just because Taker is probably one of the best characters of all time. And the most compelling. Alright. So, that being some short news there. We're going to go into this article that we're going to do next. Before we move on. I think we're going to be finishing up in a little bit. Yeah. Finishing up here. Alright. So, first and foremost, WWE superstar Roman Reigns made the news today, guys. And this is what is happening. He was on an interview with the Hindu Metro Plus, and he was asked on the last 2 months and getting ready for birth with his twins. And he goes and says, "It's been tough. It is hard to get two babies coordinated and on the same schedule, so that they don't keep you up all night. They seem to have this little trick they like to play at about 6:30 in the morning. That is when I really wake up bright-eyed and ready to go. But it has been great. It has been a great blessing to have 2 more additions and to be able to expand our family tree." And then in this interview, they asked on making the choice not to work during the pandemic. And this is what Roman had to say. "For me, I just had to make a choice for my family. The company, WWE, has done everything that they can to make it the safest work environment possible. It is not the workplace that I was necessarily concerned about. The decision was taken mainly because each performer travels so much, and we are all such a diverse group, and from all over the place, I'm not convinced. And I can't trust the fact that everybody is taking it as seriously and locking themselves down at home like I am. I trust my life with my coworkers every time I step the foot in the ring, but I just can't put that same trust when it has my children, my wife, and my family involved. But I don't want it to come off as I'm taking a stand against the company at all, because I love the WWE. I've been a part of this company just since I was a little boy. That's why I always take it so personally when I represent them." And then asked about possibly competing in empty arenas when he is ready to return. And this is what he had to say. "I'm ready to smash people. If you know what I mean, I've been training my butt off during this pandemic. As far as performing in front of an empty arena is concerned, it is tough, and I really commend all the guys and girls who are doing it. Everything that I have ever learned was in order to get a reaction and interact with our fans, so that that is the hardest part. But when it comes down to it, I'm going to get in there and compete at the highest level, hopefully for a title, more specifically the Universal Championship. If not, I will be there to prove that I'm not just the top of the mountain, but I am the mountain. I am WWE's biggest star regardless of if I'm on the show or not. So I have everything to prove and everything to lose as well." And he's right, guys. He's absolutely right. He is the top star in the WWE. The number 1, I believe. I know some people are going to say Seth Rollins or The Fiend, but right now, if there was a John Cena of the company right now, it's definitely Roman. And I think the fans are finally accepting Roman for being a member of the WWE roster. So, what do I say about this? In general, I respect everything he's doing right now, and you know what? I can't wait to see him come back. But he's doing the right thing because he's not unlike Loki, guys. Unlike Loki, who's being inconsiderate. Rowan's being considerate to his family, and he wants to make sure that they are 110% safe. And I say, big up, big dog. You keep doing what you're doing, man. You're a great man. All right. Okay. Last thing before we go off here. Oh, before we go off on Roman Reigns, while he was off training too, guys. Roman has even posted on Instagram and Twitter that he got himself a brand new version of his tribal tattoo. I'm about to bring it up right here because I think it's cool when I see tribe. I think it's cool when you see the Polynesian style tattoos in general. They all tell a story and different designs, and it's very meaningful. So I'm looking at this new tattoo, and I'm just like thinking to myself, that is fucking badass because that's also like how he has it on the back of his gear. You know, when you look out his gear, right, he has the diamonds going down his back, right? Yeah. So looking at this new tattoo, guys, that is some cool shit right there. So just letting you know, guys, Roman's been doing a lot of good shit lately. All right. Okay. We're almost done here, guys. We're almost done. And okay, as you guys can tell, I brought up Bret the Hitman Hart. And why is that? Because Bret Hart is now doing something new on his, on on his official website, on BretHart.com. Series will be titled Confessions of a Hitman and will run $35 for 35 episodes, where Hart will be talking about aspects of his childhood, career, life, wrestling, and current events, and life after wrestling. Bret has also stated this on his Instagram. So if you guys if you have $35, you can get 35 episodes. That's $1 an episode on BretHart.com. It should be interesting. I'm thinking about it, but right now I'm trying to save money too. But I want to see this because I think, like Undertaker, Bret has a compelling story to tell and to share with us all these years. Also, while we're talking about this article, Maria Kanellis and Mike Kanellis have gone on the record and says, "Don't worry, we will be back." They thought I was quitting after having babies. That's just the beginning. Everything I fought for before is nothing compared to those pretty baby eyes, those brown and blues. I say, cool. And my phone's still not working. All right. Let's take a look right here. And there's the article that's talking about it. Yep, I think we're good here. All right. So that is it for today's episode, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the new wrestling news content today. I'm probably going to get this. I'm thinking about next time when I do this, I get the rightful size of the pictures so that you guys can actually see it more of what we're doing here that's new on the channel. And, hope you guys enjoy. Also, I also want to make this very, very conscious decision to basically tell people take the precautions that the CDC has provided. Wear your mask, wash your hands. It's not about being ignorant, and it's not telling you what to do. It's basically saying, hey, be considerate. Don't be an ass. Don't be a fucking jerk. There's many people out there who have COVID-19 who have passed on. And there's some that are even suffering right now. I've even looked at different studies in different articles that you don't really fully recover the way you think you're going to after having COVID-19. And and with Kyla Braxton, she's been able to get COVID-19 twice. Twice! So, and here's the thing, this is fairly new and she has it twice. I worry for Kyla. I worry for Kayla Braxton, guys. I really do. That's scary. And, I'm just going to say this. Wear a mask. Wash your hands. I'm not telling you because I want to force you to wear a fucking mask. I mean, I'm not Eric Bischoff trying to tell you you're going to take Rey Mysterio's mask and you're going to wear it for the next 3 or 4 years. I'm not. I'm not going to be that kind of person. All I'm saying is, be considerate, wear a mask. You want to hug somebody? Go ahead, hug them, but then wash your hands. Fuck, it's not disrespectful. It's just being considerate. You don't want everyone to die. You don't want everyone to get sick right off of the bat like that. This virus, we don't know what long-term damage it will have. We know the short-term, but it's just, my God, guys. Be considerate. And keep those you care about safe. That's all I say. Alright. So, you guys like the video? If you want, leave a comment down below. If you want to tell me I'm full of shit, go ahead. I don't care. Just go ahead, leave a comment. Give me what you guys' thoughts are. Also, just to give you guys a heads up, we are going back and finishing up the Chrono Trigger series. I basically recorded several new episodes. They will be being loaded up as of tonight. I might start them tomorrow or Wednesday. So if you guys can, check them out, enjoy. And then there's other guys who I've just subscribed to. We're all starting the network. So when I finally get the name of the list of people who I've been networking with, I'll let you guys know to check out their channels too, because I have some very entertaining content. Especially some that are related to like Mortal Kombat or Pokemon or wrestling, cooking. We're going to be expanding our reach here on this channel, and hopefully we can grow our networking and we can make this channel the best. And I'm looking forward to it. So if you guys can. Check out the new Chrono Trigger videos, and also check out the new Mortal Kombat episodes that I have. I have 2 more that's coming out in the next week or 2, and then I'm probably going to be working on making more recordings. Looking at my Chrono Trigger one, I think I'm almost done with the game, so I'm going to be looking at a new series to start. I'm thinking I know I said I wanted to do Red Birthday from the PSP as my next series. But there's also other things I want to try out, like I Am Setsuna. I've been able to get that for the Vita and translated for one. I also have Dragon Quest XI ready for the Nintendo Switch, along with doing Xenoverse Dragon Ball 2. And then on top of that, I want to kind of do some live Pokemon battles and Mortal Kombat games, get some time in, And what I mean by Mortal Kombat games, I'm talking about live play. So I'm thinking about doing that some more. Alright guys, that will be it for today. I hope you guys subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think I should do for my next series. Other than that, guys, thank you for watching. Have a good day. God bless y'all.